Hi guys, welcome to U.S. History Grade 11. This is the topic we are discussing Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement. So I have a couple students here today. This is my average student, Benson, and then we have an English language learner, Layla, and a high performing student, Jenny Ann. Alright guys, so we'll be discussing Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement. We're going to start off with a quote. I have consistently preached that nonviolence demands that the means we use be as pure as the ends we seek. So wrote Martin Luther King in April 1963 as he served a 10-day jail term for violating a court injunction against parading, demonstrating, trespassing, boycotting, and picketing in Birmingham, Alabama. He came to Alabama's largest city to lead an Easter weekend protest and boycott of downtown stores as a way of forcing white city leaders to negotiate a settlement of black citizens' grievances. In a letter, King wrote in his letter from Birmingham jail, in response to the public statement by 8 white clergymen appealing to the local black population to use the courts and not the streets to serve civil rights. The clergymen counseled law and order and common sense, not demonstrated that incite hatred and violence as the most prudent means to promote justice. The criticism of King was elaborated the following year by fellow Baptist minister Joseph H. Jackson, president of the National Baptist Convention in 1953 to 1952, who delivered a speech counseling blacks to reject the direct confrontation and stick to law and order. Okay guys, so what are our goals in this? So what we're going to be talking about, this is a bigger part of a larger lesson. So the first part of this lesson, we're going to be discussing Martin Luther King's involvement in the Civil Rights Movement, his push of nonviolence, and then we'll be discussing Malcolm X involvement and the U.S. government. So our goals. Students are expected to discuss the arguments and methods of those fighting for equality in the Civil Rights era. What are the merits of Dr. King's nonviolent method, and why did some, specifically Malcolm X, believe that if we would only accomplish minor victories in the struggle to earn equality? Students should also judge the approach of both movements and decide which was better for securing victory. Students will also discuss the role of the United States government and achieving the victories of the Civil Rights Movement, and evaluate the political techniques of both Presidents Kennedy and President Johnson in securing the appropriate legislation in this movement. So we're going to talk a little more about Martin Luther King real quick. We're going to show a quick video of his I Have a Dream speech. Now the I Have a Dream speech is a famous speech, obviously, that we hearken to all the time, but it delves much deeper into what we believe. It delves into where we go from here and how we achieve that equality that was so needed at this time. So I'm going to put this on real quick. Excuse it for a second. Hey guys. Okay guys. So after listening to Martin Luther King's speech, and again, this is only just a small snippet of the overall lesson, we're going to just do our KWL charts. So what are those? So know, what do we want to know? What do we know? What do we want to know? And what have we learned? So I'm going to give you guys just a few minutes to fill those out. Obviously, we're going to do what do we know? What do we want to know right now? And then at the end of the unit, we will discuss what we've learned through this, any aha moments that we've had about the Civil Rights Movement and Martin Luther King's involvement in it, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, give it a few minutes. I'm going to walk around the class just to make sure everyone's doing okay. I'll be right back. Okay guys, how are we doing on the KWL charts, huh? Jenny Ann, are you doing okay? Mm-hmm. Good. Layla, getting your KWL chart started? Okay guys. Alright, so we're going to go more into the lesson now as we discuss the partner activity questions, okay? So again, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of instruction, and then we're going to talk about doing the first activity, which is going to be discussing the nonviolent issues. So, in a public statement, Martin Luther King's letter to Birmingham jail, the clergymen make a natural pairing for a discussion of the pros and cons of nonviolent resistance. Because of the letter to Martin Luther King from the group of clergymen, it is a relatively short document compared with King's 6,800 word reply. So, the Birmingham campaign of March and April of 1963 followed a less successful protest than the previous year in Albany, Georgia. Albany police, Lori Pritchett, did not want to draw the media attention to the Albany protest, led by King and the local citizens. In Birmingham, which is Alabama's largest city, 40% black population suffered from stark inequalities in education, employment, and income. In 1961, when the Freedom Riders were mobbed in the city bus terminal, Birmingham drew an unwelcome national attention. Moreover, in recent years saw so many bombings in its black neighborhoods that went unsolved that the city earned the nickname Bombingham. When 8 white clergymen, Protestant, Catholic, and Jewish faith, learned of King's plan to stage a massive protest in Birmingham during the Easter season in 1963, they published a statement voicing disagreement with King's attempt to reform the segregated city. It appeared in the Birmingham News on Good Friday, the very day King was jailed for violating the injunction against marching. The white clergymen complained that local black citizens were being directed and led by outsiders. So this is where we're going to stop here. Excuse me, guys. This is where we're going to stop here for a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to begin the activities because we've gotten enough information to go from here, okay? So I'm going to pair up Benson, Layla, and Jenny Ann together in order to perform the KWL, perform the assessment questions. And what we'll do is we also have documents up here at the front table that have the I Have a Dream speech text, and they have King's letter from the Birmingham jail, as well as the letter from the posting of the white clergyman in the Birmingham News. We're going to have use those, so you guys can use those as first cited references, and then we will go from there, guys, okay? I'm going to walk around just for a minute. Okay, guys, how are we doing on our activities? Jenny Ann, we okay? Alright, so are you guys getting any through the questions? Do you have any questions for us? Okay, we'll go forward. We'll start the next portion of the lesson. Alright, guys, and